The first iPhone had a 3.5-inch screen, which was absolutely revolutionary at the time, since all the other tech that was released before the iPhone were insanely massive, heavy, and had unbearably bad battery life. The iPhone was a success. It weighed around 100 grams and was small enough to fit in the palm of your hand. It also had 8+ hours of battery life, 1,550 times better than the first phone. Don't even get me started on the other numbers. The iPhone had a screen size of 3.5 inches. Meanwhile, the Samsung Galaxy S1 had a screen size of 4 inches flat, according to GSM Arena. This massive size allowed for a bigger viewing experience, a bigger battery, and better software. But Steve Jobs really loved the size and design of the iPhone, so he kept it for 2 more years. But people seem to love the bigger size more, especially while consuming media or other content. But Apple continued with the 3.5 with the iPhone 2 and 3. But in 2010, Apple released the iPhone 4 and 4S. It had a 3.5-inch screen and an even more beautiful display. It was the best-looking iPhone in its time. The iPhones then were so light they didn't feel real. The iPhone 5, however, was much bigger, with a screen size of 4 inches. The iPhone 5 was much taller than the 4 and 4S. Then, these two companies along with others started making huge phones. Apple released the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus in 2017, with the 8 having a screen size of 4.7 inches and the 8 Plus 5.5 inches. The Samsung S7 Edge also sized 5.5. The 8 Plus was much taller, allowing better software. But by now phones were getting too big already, but they just got bigger. The S22 Ultra, which had a whopping screen size of 6.8 inches. The iPhone 13 Pro Max, 14 Plus, and 14 Pro Max have a screen size of 6.7 inches. Smartphones these days are now turning into mini tablets. That's why the iPhone 13 mini should have been well received. It has a screen size of 5.4 inches. Plus it doesn't have any of those large bezels, like the iPhone 8 and below. The iPhone 13 mini has great battery life like no other of its size. But it wasn't received well, since people contemplated the size and thought it would have a bad battery since the 12 mini was bad. But the 13 mini can last more than 8 hours on hard use. Its performance is no worse than the normal 13. Hardly worse than the 13 Pro Max and even the 14 Pro Max. I guess people have just adapted more to the size of larger phones.